they took something priceless, their lives. That's what they had. They had life. They had people that loved them.
Nicole Williams is talking about her sister Temeco and her niece Jada Allen. The mother and daughter were murdered inside their North Lauderdale home while they slept 5 years ago. Their murders remain unsolved.
It's never gonna go away. Every anniversary, her birthday, Mother's Day, it's never gonna go away.
This was a very cold-blooded crime. It was something that clearly, I think, had more of an emotional drive to it.
Broward Sheriff's Office cold case homicide detective Zack is one of the lead detectives on the case. The details have never left him since that early morning of January 28, 2017, when 48-year-old Temeco Williams and her daughter, 15-year-old Jada Allen, fell asleep in Jada's bedroom. At some point, someone in the home called 911. First responders discovered that someone shot Temeco and Jada multiple times. Paramedics pronounced Jada deceased at the scene and rushed Temeco to a hospital where she died a short time later.
This was not a robbery, at least it didn't have any of the characteristics that would make you think it was. They were asleep in their bed, and someone chose to go into someone else's home, knowing these people were there, kill two of those people, and then just leave.
Detectives determined the shooting was not random. Nothing appeared to be stolen. Two other children sleeping in the home, both younger than Jada, were unharmed. Aside from the room where the shooting occurred, nothing seemed out of place. There was no indication of forced entry, and according to detectives, in order for someone to navigate the home, an individual would have to be familiar with the layout. In short, the killer knew the victims.
This was someone who I feel, looking at the evidence, had rage, jealousy, some type of anger towards these two victims. Or one was a collateral victim to the other. They were both in the same bed, in the same bedroom. This is someone who wanted to make that statement, to unleash that rage, whatever it is, but it was definitely focused on our victims.
Knowing that the killer likely knew Temeco and Jada only compounds the pain for Nicole Williams and her family.
Nobody deserves what my sisters and my niece got. And you know, yeah, some people are in the wrong place at the wrong time, but they were in their home. They were asleep.
Williams said her sister and niece lived simple, quiet, and happy lives. Temeco was focused on her 5 children.
She was a good mother. Her children loved her, and she was doing well.
Jada, meanwhile, aspired to be a doctor.
Jada was an honor student at Ely High School. Vibrant, smiling, laughing. She was very bright. She was very pretty. She just was, you know, she liked life.
But her life and her mother's life ended that tragic morning. In the weeks and months after the murders, detectives and family members shared details with local media in hopes of uncovering a critical clue to solve the case. So far, that has not happened, but Detective Scott is undeterred.
It doesn't matter if it takes, a year, 2 years, 20 years, we're going to keep pursuing this case. And every time we can find a new way to look at evidence, to process our evidence, or we get a new tip, we're going to get that hope again. And that's kind of the point. Cold case is a challenging field to investigate from that standpoint because you can't quit, you can't give up. And being there when this case happened that long ago, it's got more of a personal stake in it for me.
Detective Scott and Nicole Williams believe whoever committed this cold and brutal act likely carries a heavy burden and may have shared the details with someone.
I also think that it's someone who probably isn't like that all the time. And when they sit and they think about what they've done, I think it's someone who probably does feel, something about what happened and probably would feel compelled to reveal it or reveal something about it to someone.
Because I know it, as much as I have to deal with it, it has to be, it's eating you apart. How can you wake up every day and look at yourself in the mirror knowing you did that? What justified it?
Nicole Williams says she and her family will never be whole again after the deaths of Temeco and Jada. However, the possibility of finding their killer and holding that person accountable would bring a sense of peace to their lives. Williams urges anyone with information to contact the Broward Sheriff's Office or Broward Crime Stoppers at 954-493-TIPS.
If you know anything, if you've heard anything, just call and just say what you heard. Call and say what you saw. You never know what it can lead to. And I hope that your family is never having to sit where I'm sitting now.